All right, namaste, everybody. Welcome, like I said, to Hawaii. Not really, but the backdrop. Why not? And that's a good theme for us today to bring in the light, because it is harder with the darkness coming in early and this change of the season. It does affect our mind, body, and emotions, and to the point where it's can be a seasonal affective disorder, SAD, and one of the therapies for it is literally light, is giving yourself light. I know I would probably be very affected if I lived up in the Northwest, and that's one of the reasons I don't, because I definitely get affected by a lack of light, and that may be my Leo nature. But what we want to do in yoga is bring in that inner light, that light of the divine. We want to counteract and catch our thoughts and release those feelings that are affected by thoughts with affirmations, with breath work, with movement to counteract this uncertain dark time, shadows. Think of it like shadows coming in, and we want to bring in the light to counteract the shadows. So just if you're going through that, I just want to normalize that. It's a big time change of the year and season for those shadow stuff to come in, and it doesn't feel comfortable, but yet part of what I say every week is we're going to breathe into it, and we're going to recognize it. We're going to be compassionate to it, and then we're going to transform it and transmute it with affirmations and breath work. So let's get started and releasing into the light. As I move back a little bit, I'm going to do, and I have some affirmations on my pad here. I want to specifically work with the light. So, all right. Okay. So remember the 4, 5, 6. We did that several weeks, maybe a month ago. I'm not sure, but basically we're going to inhale to 4. I'll help you with the counting. And then when we hold to 5, we're going to tense the body, make a fist with your hands, vibrate with energy. And then we're going to exhale through the mouth with that whooshing sound to 6, or that sound. So much more dynamic release when we exhale through the mouth. I'm not going to do that all the time. It's actually more recommended to inhale and exhale through the nostrils. But for release work, think of catch and release. Catch and release. We're going to release any of that shadow stuff that may be appearing. And I'll just keep looking to see if Jeanette's going to answer. Okay. All right, so maybe get comfortable, move, speaking of the hips, move the hips around a little bit, even if you're, classic seated position, move side to side. That's going to get you into your low belly, first chakra. Palms can be wherever you like them to be. And exhale through the mouth first. We'll do this 3 to 5 times. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, hold the breath, tense, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale through the mouth, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Continue, inhale, 2, 3, 4, tense and hold the breath, 3, 4, 5, exhale through the mouth, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, tense and hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale through the mouth, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more round on your own. Feel what count works for you always. And not letting go. You go. All right, I'm going to move to the mat myself. And you will, if you can, sit with your knees wider. This is good for the hips, wider than the hips, and prayer pose. Thank you. And stretch the arms out in front of us. And we're going to what's called bridge the arms, meaning we're going to lift onto the fingertips. Bridge and open. Open the back body, open the hips, open to the spiritual light. You can rest on a block or a bolster. And we want to really feel that you're always safe and divinely protected. You can affirm that. I'm always safe and divinely protected. So we'll walk our hands over to the right, walk, walk, walk. Stretching through the left side of the body. Yeah, always safe and divinely protected. Just see if you resonate with this affirmation. To catch the fear, the uncertainty, the shadow, the harder moods with this transition of time, dark or early, going into the winter. And walking over, walk, 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 over to the left, stretching to the right side of the body. I release, I catch and release those thoughts. And I'm going to breathe in, create space, and open to, I'm always safe and divinely protected. Breathing in and breathing out. All right, walking our hands back. And we're going to come into our cat and down dog and flow series. So, turning the toes under. Using those hips side to side. Swiveling. Side to side. If you want to make a little bit more circles, that'll also move into the hips. A couple times in one direction, a couple times, and it's opposite. Opening up the joy and happiness at the center of your being. All right, scooping out. Inhale, low, mid, upper back. And then exhale, rounded spine. Really draw it in. Tucking the chin to the hollow of the throat, navel to the spine. Scoop it out. Inhale, full inhalation, expansion phase. And then on the exhale, the letting go. Whatever it is for you, uncertainty, shadow, happy mood, darkness, we open to the light. Inhale. And happiness and joy at the center of my being. Now we go into our classic downward facing dog. So we hover off our knees and we pour back and root down one heel at a time. Keep pressing through the base of the fingers. Big exhales. That will help us release this tough stuff. Going side to side with our hips, bending our, you'll just feel the flow there. Bending one at a time. If you like to do those figure eights. And we're opening up to return to that calmness at the center and every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. The blood flow to the brain, cleansing the gunk out, and going into flow here as we come into our plank. And let's do a knee, chest, chin chaturanga. So first is a plank. And then knee, chest, chin, and then we unfurl the toes. Now this one, we ease our shoulders open. We're warming up, swimming on the earth, and imagining we're in those 80-degree weather most of the time in Hawaii, bringing our forearms in front of us, and just starting with your cobra, starting to reach up, legs active, heart open. Open to the throat chakra. And before we go into full cobra, let's just ease and rest. Let's just open the elbows wide, rest the spiritual eye, point between the eyebrows, and top of the hands, large toes touch, and full yogic breathing here. Belly, heart, crown on your inhale. Crown, heart, belly, feet on your exhale. Feeling the support of the earth, support of each other on the call. Seeing if we can release this uncertainty and affirm at the spiritual I am always safe and divinely protected. I'll be saying that a lot today. I'm always safe and divinely protected, because that's the absolute truth. I don't use always. It's not recommended, but that's true, because we are absolutely divinely protected, and relatively we feel different emotions coming and going, and feelings and thoughts. All right, let's rise up. Let's rise up, hands underneath the shoulders, legs strong. Inhale, Bhujangasana, rising up, either on the knees or off the knees. Stick out the tongue, look up. 2 or 3 times. Great for communication. And build immunity. Knees touch. Pour back for a moment into the prayer pose. And then flowing, rippling into your rounded cat, then scooping out, hover off the knees, or back to down dog. Calmness radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Or divine protection radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. Maybe you want to circle ahead a few times. It is a battle. I've said that many times, the Bhagavad Gita, it is a battle between the dark forces to return to the light. And we step one foot forward, then the other, one hand, then the other, massage the scalp, awake my brain, be wise, be strong. Awake my brain, be wise, be strong. Affirming our deepest truth, either with a round spine or a straight spine. Come on up. Your rounded spine, you're going to shake it out. Into our mountain pose. Standing mountain, rooting down, yield into the earth. Opening the heart, lengthening upward through the crown, chin parallel to the floor. Taking one hand on the heart, the other hand on the belly. We're full moon now. What's going on? Hear that oceanic sound. Bringing others onto the mat with you if you choose. And this is, we're going to keep adding on to our basic flow. Okay. Keep adding on. You may want to organically, it may be that others kind of add on and you're coming along and you're healing and health and return to wholeness. As we bring the hands over the heart, you want to set your personal intention. Awakening of divine consciousness to all beings, returning to our wholeness. As we tap into the spiritual eye, the crown of the head will lengthen and grow. And the back bend, lean back bend here, exhale. Spatial relationship. Swan dive forward, hinging at the hips, swan dive forward. Inhale, lift the belly, the heart, the crown. And we're going to step it back, do our three-legged dog. So take your time, plant the hands, draw the inner borders of the feet together, lift off the heels, and then root down. Magnetize the heart. This physical alignment principle is important. If you can, lift that right leg up. Then keep that knee bent, and we're going to do some hip circles. Opening the hips, so right knee out to the side, and in. 3 times out to the side, swirl it around, and down. To the side, and then step it forward. Again, it may take several tap, 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 or just come into your lunge. Come into your lunge, we're pulsing our lunges a couple times. Back heel off the ground, lifting the heart. Inhale, ground. Just like the cat stretch. Exhale. We've done this many times. Do it twice. Inhale, opening up to the divine light and protection within you. Shining that light through the darkness as we feel our body. Inhale. Now this one, we have your blocks by your side. Step your back foot in a couple inches. We're going to draw back into pyramid. We're going to draw that right hip back, left hip forward. And this is where you can use your blocks to lift the ground closer to you. 2 of them on each side, or not. I bow to the wisdom of my heart. Maybe you want to feel the love of your heart. I bow to the love of my heart. The classic affirmation is the wisdom, that's beautiful. But sometimes that love, you can really feel that more clearly. Bow to the love of my heart. And I let that, when I'm in touch with that, all is well. Okay, soften the knee. And we're going to flow through. We're going to step back to our classic plank or knee, chest, chin. Whatever works for you is to take a moment and plank. Either knee, chest, chin, chaturanga, or classic chaturanga. Unfurling. Taking your time to set it up for your version of Cobra, Bhujangasana. The light of divine is shining within me and all around me. Have that lion's breath. The light of the divine is shining within me and all around me. And the knees touch down to transition, but then they come off the ground and pour back. And we got our flow down dog. If you want more fire, you'll do the Kapalabhati breath. Draw the navel to the spine. Breathe through the nostrils.
Okay. Draw the inner borders of the feet together, root down. You guessed it, we're going to the other side. The left leg lifts up, if possible. Modify. If this doesn't work for you, circle around. Do a forward fold or whatever feels good to you. 3 times with our hip opener on the left side. Yes. And looking at the space between the hands, let's see what happens as we step forward here. And allowing the belly, the heart, the head to lift. Inhale. Opening to the light. I am always safe and divinely protected. Exhale, round. Inhale again. I'm always safe and divinely protected. So you have to work with these affirmations over and over and over and over again, so those neural nets then carving in. Not a one-shot deal, okay? And then from here, we step our back foot in and we do the pyramid. Use your blocks or whatever works for you as your left hip comes back, your right hip forward. Bowing to the love within your heart. Bow to the love within our heart. Flowing through all the cells of our body. If you like the classic affirmation, wisdom, go ahead about the wisdom within you. They're all divine aspects. The joy. This video about release and affirmation as we soften now the front knee. Now we're just going to step that back foot forward and walk our hands over in Uttanasana over to our right little toe side of the foot. The right knee naturally bends. Again, stretching through that side body. We started in the prayer, but we're doing this in a different formation, of course. All kinds of ways to stretch and open up, walking over to the left side of the foot, little toe, then that left knee, extend naturally through the right side. Letting go out and whatever that funky stuff is for you. The unnecessary worry, the uncertainty, the doubts, the fears. Catch and release. Catch it, name it, and release it. Really key to our psychological health. As we come forward, walk forward, bend the knees slightly. Let's come up in Uttanasana chair pose. Bend the knees, lift the heart, reach back, and sweep up. Pull through, and remember to cut through those negative emotions. Uncertainty, and sit with divine love and protection. Shadows, doubt, fears. Inhale, always returning to that divine love and protection. Inhale, coming up. And let's take a moment's world, divine love, protection. That light is within us, but it's also all around us. So it's a spiritual eye. We're opening to it, both through the crown and the heart. You know this in our upper chakras. And we bring our hands into Namaste, our Eagle Heart Mudra. And yield into the earth, open to the crown, open to bring others
On our mats with us. Offer them prayers of care and their awakening as well to the dawn of higher consciousness. Now we're just going to keep building on this flow series. So have your block by your side. Inhale, reaching up, lengthen and grow, add the back bend. Exhale, lift through the heart. Inhale, pouring forward, hinging at the hips. Fold. Inhale, lengthen and grow. Exhale, step it back. Downward facing dog. Listen to the sound of your breath. Let it nourish you and guide you. Okay, here we go with our building on. So if you can, walk the feet together, right leg lifts. And we're going to step it through and taste our lunge. Wait for the hip opening, belly, heart, head lifts. Exhale now, we're going to step that back foot forward and we're going to revolve, twist. So I really like to block with this. Put it by the instep or harder by the little toe, deeper twist. I'm going to place our left hand on the block. I'll angle it here. We're taking the left corner of the abdomen toward the right. Twisting deep in our internal organs. So beneficial. Hips are drawing in toward one another and then maybe lifting that arm up with mudra, thumb and index finger together. So mid-slide twist, I come back to my center, the center of love, of well-being, and divine protection. The mid-slide twists and turns, shadows, uncertainties, darkness of this time of year. Come back to that divine light, safe and protected. And ease on down. Take a moment in our pyramid pose. If you have two blocks, go ahead and use those. Let the mind drop into the heart, into the love, peace and caring, divine within us all, that light within us all. Soften that front knee. There we go with that flow through. You step back into plank, chaturanga, or knee chest chin plank. Take your time here. If you want a locust series, you're welcome to. Otherwise, you're going to rise up. Inhale, stick out the tongue, look up. 2 or 3 times, recharging the spine. Open to this day in a divinely protected way. Let the knees tap down, knees on back. Rest in prayer for a moment with the knees wider than the hips. You can tent the hands or not. Full yoga breathing. Returning to the depth of the ocean within you. The surface chop, you can be aware of that from the depth of the ocean. Okay, let's pour it back. Let's add the flow. And our dedication to others we want to bring out to the mat. Start to draw the inner borders of the feet together. And we will lift that left leg up. If you can. No, it's a lot.
Keep magnetizing the heart toward the thighs, rooting down through the right heel as much as possible. Bending that knee, taking as many steps as you need to bring the foot between the hands. What's most important is the ankle, knee perpendicular. As we do our pulsing, one pulse of our lunge, our belly, our heart, our crown lifts. Always safe and divinely protected. And then we round and we step that back foot in a couple inches for our revolving, twisting triangle. We're going to bring our hand on the block. Okay, for the instep. And the right corner of the abdomen, twist toward the left. Deep twist, maybe here, your hand on your thigh, or your hand on your hip. Draw those hips toward one another to stabilize. And only if you feel like you can, lift that arm, stack the shoulders, head to tail connected, add the thumb, index finger. Amidst life storms, the insecurities, the uncertainties, a lot of them out there, right? I can return to the divine love and protection within. Safe and divinely protected. Now, slowly, let's twist a little bit more if you can. And resting now in our pyramid. So you have this builds on one another, and this feels more like a resting pose perhaps now. Left hip back, right hip forward. Going to the love of the heart. The love of the heart, letting it lead the way. And underneath that, the human love is a divine lover, interspersed with that, however you frame that, is a divine love. Drawing to the love, divine love, wisdom within. As a truth, is the ultimate truth, absolute truth. As we soften that front knee now, look in front of the left toes. Walk your hands forward and step into our forward fold. Uttanasana, you can rest with the hollows of the elbows, slight bend in the knees, or you can cross the forearms behind the calves and hands in front of the shins if you want. Letting go. Any unnecessary, whatever that is for you. Doubt, fear, insecurity, uncertainty. Releasing that, you're releasing it. You want to say that, you want to say those words, I release the uncertainty, and then I come up and I sweep up and I open to the light, love, peace within. If you want to bring hands on the heart, belly and heart, just notice what feels right to you, what's comforting to you. And feel that love and divine protection radiating through every cell of your body, every fiber of your being. So building on our flow, we're going to add our, well, you'll see, we'll add our Trikonasana to this. Sip of water here. It's more warm in Hawaii. Okay. We're gonna take a. We're gonna just approach from our mountain pose.
Yeah, you may want to drink more. This is what they eat of Hawaii. As we tap into our spiritual eye, tap into the crown, lengthen and grow, and our prayers of care to the awakening of all beings. As we come forward, let's interlock behind you and come forward.
If that's possible, please. Okay. Bend the knees, release the hands. Guess what? Step it back. A lot of down dogs today. A lot of flow. I want to say peace radiates through every cell of my body, every fiber of my being. The classic affirmation is calmness. Start with calmness, peace, whatever works for you. If possible, start to walk the feet together. And here we go. We lift that right leg up, maybe. It turns out to the side. And then giant step it forward. We take our pulsing lunge. Inhale. And then we exhale. But this time as we exhale, we step it back and then turn it around. So we come up into our Trikonasana. So we open up, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Feel that flow, feel that dynamic extension, opening of the heart. You have your block here. Bring that over, I forgot. And we keep the heart opening. And we open to the energy and joy. So first we get the physical alignment, the stacking of the shoulders, attracting the chin in, head to shoulder connecting, adding the mudra. And then opening to energy and joy. Fill my body cells. Energy and joy. Fill my body cells. And one more time with the tita if that works for your shoulder. And then guess what? We come down, we know what's coming here. We soften the front knee and then rotate off of this back heel. And then we revolve it. We bring the block up either by the instep or the little toes, more challenging. We step that back foot in. We're gonna revolve our triangle. We just did this before. And we're opening up. Add the mudra. As those storms and challenges come in, with those moods, uncertainties, and fears, we name it, and then we catch and release it. We release the uncertainty, and we open up divine love and protection. Already safe, already whole, at the core of my being. Always protected. Divine love supporting me within and without. And then slowly releasing and resting in our pyramid. Opening up to that love in the mind. Into trust, into the love, into the support. And to the affirmation. Love is within me. And I feel it within every cell of my body, protecting and guiding me. Okay, so we linked those 4 poses together in our flow. We're going to continue with our flow. We're going to step it back. Then we're going to chaturanga it. We're going to open up into our locust. So reach our arms back, lift our upper body,
And lift the legs. Reach the back bend, exhale and rest. Just keep that in, resting at the spiritual eye. I like to bring the large toes together, heels apart, and just melt into the support of the earth. Whatever happens, I know I can handle it because I am supported by divine love. Whatever happens, maybe you don't know, maybe you pray you can handle it, because you don't, knowing that you're supported. Divine love. You can think of affirmations like a prayer if that speaks to you. Okay, here we go. We're gonna rise up. Hands underneath the shoulders, legs strong. Inhale, coming up. Today. Open through the throat chakra, open through all the chakras. And let's take a rest here. And just for a moment, rounded cat. Think of rounded cat as your yin rest stage. Inhale, scoop it out. And then we're going to do one more flow to the other side, of course. And then continual vinyasa. This is a much more of a classic vinyasa class. And we know what's going on. Lift that left leg up if possible. Open up the hip. We're pulling up our armpit. And then bend the knee. And then step it forward. Pulse one lunge. Inhale. And then from here, we come up. So we keep that knee bent and we sweep it up into our Trikonasana. Yeah, so the left toes out, right foot in 30 degrees. Opening the heart, opening the joy kosha, opening to energy, happiness, and wholeness. As we reach forward, here's your block. Sorry, bring it over. Taking your time, engage those thighs. And get the alignment principles going. Add the mudra, individual self, uniting with the infinite. So we know, it's like, we know our individual self has all the different dimensions going on, different moods, different patterns, and thought processes. Then we go higher, we go energy and joy, fill my body cells. And sometimes we steep in soak longer if those, of course, it's called, we don't want to bypass things if they're needing to be expressed and released. But in general, we still, even if we do that, we want to afterward go to our higher. The higher self's always here, but then we really affirm that. So we're affirming energy and joy. Fill my body cells. And then we flow, we soften our left knee. We're going to rotate and twist into our twisted revolved triangle. Knowing that at your core, joy and happiness are at the center of your being. Opening to the light. Breathe into that light. Joy and happiness are at the center of my being. And soften, bowing to the love of the heart, the wisdom of the heart,
Left hip back, right hip forward. Oh, letting it lead the way. It's our thoughts, it's our mind. You know, and sometimes we have big circumstances to deal with, for sure. And always come back to our center. Then we align. And then align. Soften that knee, finishing off the flow series, stepping back. Downward facing dog. Yay, body. Thank you, body. All we can do. Yeah, let's go ahead and give it a even more detox. We're detoxing every time we do yoga, but we'll do the breath fire 10 times, pressing into the fingers and exhaling through the nostrils, navel to the spine. Slow it down. Our final part of this series of our balance pose. I haven't taught this in a while, I don't believe. We're going to do a standing split if possible. Okay, so if standing split doesn't work for you, you know, Jani Shirshasana meaning or a seated twist could be a nice one. All right. Okay, so what do I mean by standing split? Well, we're stepping forward. And maybe use a block. It does help to lift the ground up a bit and just see what happens when that right leg lifts to the sky. And maybe your left hand comes behind the calf. Maybe, well, maybe your right hand stays on the ground. That's what mine's saying right now. But we're breathing. We're looking in front of the toes. Still balancing, even though that hand is there to stabilize. Even for a second, maybe lifting, maybe not even bring it behind the calf, just tapping off. Okay. Yeah, that's a challenger. Forward fold. Moving side to side. And then we're going to go to the other side in our standing split. Padmanasana, lifting the left leg up. And looking in front of the right toe, see how we do on this side. See if this right hand even wants to reach behind the calf. Is our balance challenge. So when we need to focus more, right? More concentration, a gentle focus. Oh, okay. See if this hand maybe lift off, maybe not. Keep focused, gentle concentration, and then the release of that foot down. This may not be in your practice. This is a advanced. Not that we don't do advanced poses, but it's a lot. So be compassionate with yourself. As we come up, bend the knees, chair pose, and sweep it up. Finally, protection. As you swirl and come back and give yourself a lot of credit for what you can do as we breathe from the feet, the belly, the heart, the crown before we just allow that light, know it's shining there, even though we may not see it, it's there. Moving down. And we come down onto the ground. Yay. So when we come down, we do so in a squat. So we're coming down and a different variation of Jani Shirshasana. So this is the classic Jani Shirshasana. I forgot to get my blanket downstairs. If you want to use a blanket underneath your teeth, that helps a lot. This is a classic. More challenging is, well, let's do a twist here to help the hip
This helps the hip. Before we do where I'm going next is this variation. So let's wrap our left elbow around the right knee and peel those left toes back. Right hand comes behind you. Exhale. Think of drawing that right hip toward the left. We inhale and ease back a little bit, but then we twist again. So we may not think of this for our hip, but it is. It's for all of our internal organs. All the twists are detoxifying and wonderful for the internal organs, but it also helps the hip. Okay, coming back. And again, we can either go into Jani Shirshasana or bringing this foot back a little more challenging. So see where your body wants to go today. Either way, we're facing the left foot and maybe using a strap. Reaching the arms up and exhale, coming forward. First, start with the spine elongated. Feeling the toes back, opening through the hamstring. We know you're stuck back there. So we're, part of this is just allowing our whole system to flow through the stuckness, the funky stuff. And then we melt forward. We can round at this point. Let's just have the breath be the meditation. Seeing where we can let go with every exhale. As we know, Thanksgiving, gratitude, beautiful, beautiful, love this time of year for that aspect, but then a lot of letting go is recommended as family stuff comes up. Inhale. There's a lot that could be said there, but I'm not going to go into that. As we twist, and again, and look over, chin parallel over that shoulder, and then coming back and drawing the knee in, and then just a little rock of the baby. Another good thing for the hip. As we go side to side, maybe you want to circle it around with both hands. Okay. And we come forward, use a strap, we can extend that leg, lifting the heart. And pouring this heel perhaps past the other. Very good. Shake it out. All right, as we go to the other side. Okay, the classic Jani Shirshasana, or we're gonna all start with that twist with the knee up, and maybe that foot behind us. Right corner of the abdomen over to the left. Twisting. And the hand comes down by your side. So if you could just open to the twist, and I love and accept myself. I'm working on loving and accepting myself. Twisting the gunk out, the funky stuff out. Maybe inhale, come back once, and then twist again. Love, accept myself, and working on loving and accepting myself. And then we come back into Jani Shu, or challenge to bring that foot behind you. Careful of the knee there. All right, we're peeling the right toes back. Inhale, lengthen and grow. And with the straight spine first, we can use the extension of this imaginary strap as the heart lifts. Breathing in, breathing out. Forward fold. as we soften now.
Meditate on the sound of the breath. Notice what comes up when I ask you to inquire. What is it that you perhaps need to let go of, or how have some assistance in letting go of? You may get an inner answer now, you may get an inner answer later. You know, you're guided divinely as we inquire. Inhale, lengthen up, and then sweeping the arms up, and then adding that twist again. So many ways to twist. Maybe the right hand on the knee, maybe the right hand on the left knee. Just for a moment. Okay. As you come back, all safe and divinely protected. We're going to reach that strap around. We're going to extend the hamstring. And we're going to see if this heel goes farther than the other. Okay, now we're going to shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. And you guessed it, classic forward fold, tapping in and hinging forward with the strap or not, with the hands on your shin or your toes. Lengthen and grow. Maybe move side to side a little bit. Light be bigger in the darkness, the uncertainty, shadows in the fear. Follow indeed. One thing you're grateful for, it can be the simplest thing. Yeah, now, but what I'm grateful we're able to have the class with various needs going on. Creative. We're gonna ease on down. Yeah, we shouldn't shake down. So actually haven't been on our back yet, huh? Let the core strength help you. Go from upper back, sweep the arms up, feel the space all around, and let's do that wonderful egg beaters as the inner borders of the feet are together, the knees apart. You may feel that shift of the mind, relaxing into that shavasana brain. Much more accepting and compassionate. And we're going to do the figure four as promised because it's such a great hip release. Yeah, so we fold the right knee into the right shoulder. Let's rotate that ankle a few times. Again, you could start before you even get out of bed doing this. Flex through the right foot, draw that knee away. And in that triangle of space, we're going to reach either underneath the knee or on top. And I like to use the right elbow as a wedge to open up the hip even more and breathe. Bring light into these areas. I think a lot of us, I have hip flares go on and different things, of course, happen. And I want to bring light, fluidity into these areas. Maybe it's knee stuff for you. Visualizations are powerful. Think of the sun shining. I know it's not, and I know we know it's out there, but right now here in Northern California, there's clouds over it. So imagine the sun shining on the cells of your body, and particularly the hip or the knee or that area that is low back, that just needing more healing. Imagine and visualize that little sunlight literally coming into that area. And then before we go to the other side, we did this last week, but if you want to knee on top of me, that's a little more intense, or feet hip width apart for our twist to the side. So I'm going to go knee on top of knee, lift the hips, swivel them to the right. You can open up the knees, they don't have to stay that dynamically crossed, and pulse back and forth, pressing into the left elbow, rooting down through the right shoulder, hydrating. And then keep the heart open. And our wonderful classic affirmation, we've done a kind of variations on all day this morning, is divine light is within me and all around me. Just go back and forth with the head, with the arm. Divine light is within me and all around me. Oh. Engaging the core, and then I like to unravel those knees if they're one on top of the other while we put them up. Swivel to the side, root down, and of course you guessed it, left knee to the shoulder, rotate the left ankle. Place the left ankle and the mid thigh, draw that knee away from you. Figure 4 in that triangle of space, excellent for hips, rightus, sightus. Breathing in, breathing out. You can reach underneath, you can use your elbow as a wedge. And we visualization is very, very strong, as well as affirmation. We can visualize now with the Hawaii theme, water, healing water flowing through the cells of the body, particularly maybe this hip area, or you could your knee or your low back, wherever that tension buildup tends to be in your body. Visualize that water flowing, healing water flowing through that area, hydrating the joints, all the muscles and tissues, all the cells of the body. So visualization and affirmation are very effective. And breath and movement, of course. And we're doing all those. Okay. And release, either the knee stays on top or you open it up wider for our final twist of the class. Lifting the hips, swiveling to the left, but drawing the knees down as we pulse back and forth. I'm going to open up a little bit more, back and forth, hydrating. Again, that fluidity, hydration, visualize the water. And letting this left arm come up overhead, but the neck go along with the movement. Divine life is within me and all around me. Very strong theme. Counter the absolute truth. The personal, individual complexities. Divine life is within me and all around me. Okay, making sure you unravel the knees if they're one on top of the other. Engage the core, coming up. And then just one thing, and just shaking the legs out, or anything you want to do to make sure your back is released before we go into Shavasana. Corpse pose, dying to this limited, person, but it's not limiting when we're infused with the divine, and it's wonderfully expansive. We want to be compassionate to those aspects of ourselves that come up that are difficult. So getting comfortable now. You can have your legs on the wall. You could, if you, obviously you're in your home, so I'm not used to having a couch right here, but if you wanted to have your calves on the couch or a Supta Baddha Konasana, whatever works for you, as we move into really deep rest, conscious rest, sleeping and soaking. So we're a little bit warm and cozy. You can get a high bag or pets on your belly or your chest and your feet. Okay. Okay. So when you're ready, we are going to just remember how we started with taking that double breath. So short and long inhale, if this speaks to you, and tense the body. And when it's time, double breath, relax. If you feel to do the tense and relax again, go ahead and inhale, make a fist with your hands, scrunch up the face, tense, tense, tense. And then on the exhale, relax and let go. Remember that exhale through the mouth. It's very helpful in letting go. Easing the head from side to side. Then the head stabilize. And just let's do that. Drawing an imaginary line down the center of the body. And just taking our time and living more so in the solar side, the right side, letting our right eye relax deeply, the right jaw. More awareness of the movement of the breath coming in through the right nostril. And coming out of the right nostril. Feeling the right shoulder soften away from the ear. Maybe a pulsing, a gentle tingling down that right arm into the right palm of the hand, digits of the fingers. I'm just feeling the right side of the chest and right lung, internal organs, right hip. And again, bringing loving visualization, perhaps, of light, sunshine, or water through areas of your body that need healing. Through that right thigh, right knee, calf, right ankle, all the way through to the soles of the feet, digits of the toes. Golden light pouring through
the right side. And then gently shifting attention to the lunar side from the top down. Just like we did on the other side, softening that right eye, the eyelid, the left rather, the left jaw, left side of the face, the left nostril. Notice as you take in prana and exhale. Something you'd like to let go or soften, have more ease with. Letting that left shoulder soften away from the ear, and feel the radiant sensation down that left arm. Pulsation in the right, the left palm of the hand, the left fingertips. Feel the left side of the torso, especially the left lung, left hip. Visualizing light or water, or sun going to areas of your body that need more healing. And feel radiant sensation pouring through the left cheek and thigh, all the way through the left knee and calf, to the ankle, and the sole of the foot and digits of the toes. Just really breathing in and breathing out on that lunar side. And we know what that is, a witness, the observer. But that can be aware of our life without judgment, with compassion, especially to those harder areas. More compassion. I'm working on loving and accepting myself. And then we bring left and right together. So if it's helpful to bring the right hand on the belly, the left hand on the heart. Now we go non-dual. Breathe into the central channel. Belly, heart, crown on the inhale. Crown, heart, belly on the exhale. I'm always safe and divinely protected. And catch and release thoughts, name them, contain them, that are causing anxieties or uncertainties or shadows. And I affirm I am always safe and divinely protected. I release those thoughts that create feelings that don't serve. And I'll get support on those. I love and accept myself. The light of the divine is shining within me. I'm open to that light. And just notice if this is a time for you to take rest more deeply and stabilize in your Shavasana longer. Or if you'd like to gently return to movement by wiggling the fingers and toes, taking your time to rest on your right side. If you are coming up to a comfortable seat or if you're laying down, this is where we send the Om sound, the 3-syllable Om sound to others. That vibration is within us. It's in with everyone and everything. So we'll take a moment to visualize others at the spiritual eye. See who comes to you, or more of a global experience of the planet itself. You can either rub the hands together or not. And let the sound come from the heart. Inhaling. And bringing the hands in Namaste, acknowledging the divine awareness within you, within everyone and everything, bowing to the wisdom of the heart, bowing to the love and the light and the divine truth within you, letting that shine brighter in this darker time, in this time of winter and time, darker earlier, all that does have an effect, and we want to counteract it as best as possible. So thank you, everybody. I will turn the recording off.